I'd like to take you back to the bygone year of 2004. For most series, things were going really well. Metal Gear, Paper Mario, Ratchet, and Sly Cooper are releasing what many consider to be the best games in their entire series. Halo 2 is thunderously pushing Xbox Live into the forefront of gamers' minds. World of Warcraft has just launched and rocked the gaming landscape. San Andreas and Spider-Man 2 are expanding on open-world gameplay like crazy. Half-Life 2 is also there. It is an amazing time to be a fan of video games. It is a horrible time to be a Donkey Kong fan. After Rare was purchased by Microsoft in 2002, Donkey Kong was a massive property with no creative vision to guide it. And antagonism from Nintendo loyalists was swift and merciless. This was still an era of console wars after all, and after abandoning Big Daddy Nintendo, Revisionist history hit Rare hard. I mean, nothing they made besides GoldenEye could have truly been great, right? The beloved Donkey Kong Country games became relics of the 90s overnight. Revolutionary graphics proving an effective snake oil to disguise mediocre platformers. And Donkey Kong 64... well, the poor thing never recovered from that.
Sorry, dude.
As gaming was going through a mature renaissance of sorts, Donkey Kong's stock had never been lower. And it would be up to Nintendo to show how Donkey Kong would remain relevant. What a post-Rare Donkey Kong would look like. What could Donkey Kong offer the gamers of today? Their response was this.
All right, here we go.
This is Ditties, the very first song a player will encounter in Donkey Kong's big comeback after the buyout, his GameCube debut. The game that would cement what the Donkey Kong series would be from this point forward, Donkey Konga. Now, it makes sense to tie DK to the rhythm genre. The Donkey Kong Country games remain some of the most acclaimed soundtracks in gaming. Nintendo didn't have a rhythm showcase game to host their vast library of music on, and the name pun is good enough for me to accept it.
Okay.
So clearly, the first song you make your first impression with is a medley of Happy Birthday, Itsy Bitsy Spider, and... I don't even think this is necessarily a bad idea on paper. These are universally known songs in a Western market, so it'd be easy to drum along to them using the hot new DK Bongo controller for any audience. But this is establishing the tone and attitude of DK for both a new generation and all of his fans from the country days who have been left high and dry. While the world around him was maturing, DK was somehow becoming more juvenile. But hey, bad first step. Clearly, this can be treated as the joke song. What's the next track on the list? What we got?
There was a farmer had a dog and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O.
Frankly, Kong didn't die for this. Now, even though this is a rather childish display, I can see what they're going for with this track. Bingo is a universally understood children's song with a very consistent melody, but it has a series of offbeats when it hits its chorus, spelling out B-I-N-G-O is the song. Additionally, this song is a rather clever addition for Donkey Konga specifically, as every time the song repeats, one of the letters of bingo is replaced with a clap. The DK Bongos feature a sensor explicitly for clapping, and you can be sure that you're gonna go through that simple chorus 5 times and get the most out of that feature, changing it up with a clap with every loop. And if you're in a jam session, rocking out to bingo with 4 of your friends who love jamming to kindergarten songs, the note chart is actually pretty clever, requiring everyone to clap along with the beat simultaneously, perfectly emulating the feeling of actually singing bingo. Or, you could just sing the song, it's free and the same thing is accomplished. You need to emulate it, it's just a song and... Wait. That Kidz Bop child just said, yeah, Donkey Kong! Wait, was this commissioned for the game? Nintendo, did you pay children to sing this song for your Donkey Kong game? Is this the future of Donkey Kong? That was the position Donkey Kong fans were left in at Donkey Konga's release. There's a legitimately fun rhythm game in here. I'm all for joking around with these songs now. And I even understand the idea of easing in new players with songs they'd almost assuredly know. But beneath all of that is probably the least timely release with the most misguided song list the franchise could have possibly offered. With the exception of a snippet of the Melee version of the DK rap and the Donkey Konga theme, not a note of Donkey Kong's previous music was left in. Nintendo music was limited to the Mario and Zelda themes, along with the openings of the Kirby and Pokemon animes, and the rest of the North American track list was an eclectic mix of Blink-182, the B-52s, Devo, Mozart, and Willie Nelson. The only thing consistent about DK's identity was that he no longer had one, and that would go on to hurt him for the remainder of the decade. Jungle Beat would be shackled to the DK Bongos peripheral, and while it would use them well and be a great game, Konga coming first both made excitement taper off and muddled what the game actually was to consumers. Jungle Beat just sounded like another crappy rhythm title. DK's Smash Brothers appearances would harken back to Konga as his final smash, and nothing the Big Ape did would ever really get off the ground until the country finally returned. In a 2022 interview, former Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé admitted that he hated Donkey Konga from a corporate perspective, thinking that it would hurt the Donkey Kong brand. And he was right. All the clever control schemes and fun party environments in the world couldn't disguise what Ditties really were. A collection of mishmashed ideas and tracks that had no cohesion and in attempting to appeal to everyone, pleased no one. Donkey Kong was dead, and the itsy bitsy spider killed him.